Okay, so once you are live, I'm gonna try and get your window visible.
I am live. I'm trying to get your window as
Okay.
we speak.
Let me...
Hello, everybody, because I know
Hey.
you can hear us.
Oh yeah, they probably can hear us.
Wait for Joe to turn up on my Twitch. Hasn't yet. Hasn't yet.
Still waiting for your window to pop up.
Twitch.
You got some sort of eagle horse there. That's very cool.
An eagle horse. That's exactly what it's called. The eagle horse.
Yeah, the eagle has horsed.
Yes, Joe. I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I can. I just choose not to, you know?
No, that's fair.
Hello, chat. How are we doing? Are we good? Oh, Sven has resubscribed for 18 months.
Wow.
It's a horsent. I like that idea. Thank you very much for the resub. How you doing, everybody? Me and Joe are just having a...
Yeah, we're just talking
I'm going to call it a chat.
Eagle horses.
Off camera, which is why we're late.
Yeah. Well,
or it's specifically on time instead of early.
Wait, why is this window so
gigantic? I
think
that's fair to say.
Oh, am I on push to talk?
Joe? Joe?
Okay, I didn't realize I was on push to talk.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you
Apparently,
now.
I was subconsciously pushing to talk earlier, but now that I'm moving over to where the art supplies are, I stopped subconsciously pushing to talk. But, like, I don't even notice when I'm doing it. So, yeah, I didn't realize that was on. So, apologies.
Thank you, Cleo, for 18 months. That's fine. It was just like, what? Okay. Hi.
Where has Joe gone?
And how can we keep him? No, never mind.
How can we keep him away? How can we extend this a day or a week or a month or a year? The train is here.
Thank you, Evil Penguin, for resubbing for 30 months, and Klumali for the 18 months, and Cameron for the 18 months. Thank you very much. I'm not responding to your comment, Hamatil. It's fine.
Kelly asks, Joe, why are you streaming when I'm trying to go to class? Out of spite.
No, why are you trying to go to class when Joe's streaming?
Yeah, why would you schedule class on Wednesday morning, Kelly? You know that this is when Cleo and I do our art stream. One of the whole points of going to college is you get to decide what time your classes are.
Do you? That's never happened to me.
Oh, well, so in America, you get to choose which courses you take with which professors, right? And it's based on a priority system. Like, are you in that major, and what year are you? So, like, if you're a mathematics student, you would get priority when applying for mathematics classes over people who were not in that major, because theoretically you need it to graduate. But also, seniors might need credit toward things that they need to graduate that a freshman could just take the next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Barbie's little sister says there's only one ballet class available, so it has to be right now. Okay, that's fair. If there's only one ballet class, you can just pirouette over there and feel superior to all of us.
All of us non-dancers here.
Yeah, I don't even have a 3-3 or whatever you guys wear.
Thank you, Paleo, for the biddies. Thank you, Call of the Ocean, for the 2-month resub. It's very much appreciated. No, over here, because you pick your... I assume it's because you don't pick your major until later on, usually.
Mm-hmm.
Because we pick ours right away, we have core classes, optional classes, and then you get to do your philosophy, or like you get a couple of slots where you can do whatever you feel like.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to have these specific things to graduate with this specific degree.
It might depend on how many students are in the university you're attending. Because, for example, let's say that I needed to take, even though I'm not a physics student, I need to take a physics class, right?
Right.
Because I need a science credit, right? So I could look at what times those different classes are offered at. So I actually took pre-medical physics because it was at 11 a.m., whereas physics for poets, or I think what they called the principles of physics or whatever, was at 8 a.m. And I was looking at that, and I was like, and everybody's like, Joe, just take this one. It's at 8 a.m. It's an easy A. And I'm like, I will never be awake.
I will never go for an easy A over one that I can be awake for.
This
what
other,
we've learned
this
over these
other
years,
one is at 11.
Joe needs to be awake.
This other one's at 11. And I think I'm gonna do better at the class I show up for. So
yeah, I had things like I had like non-negotiables that I had to turn up for with, which was stuff like igneous rocks. How do they work? That sort of thing. And geophysics and geochemistry and all those sorts of stuff. Yeah. I had to take those. And then I got the through, well, it's nice if you want to know about dinosaurs, you can know about dinosaurs, but you don't have to. So where those dinosaur classes were, I could maybe take philosophy or something. Well, I took dinosaurs obviously,
are probably not protected in the same way that other things are, I'm assuming. So, like, there was this big thing where all of a sudden they needed a bunch of anthropologists, which was traditionally not not something you could get a job with, was an anthropology degree very easily. But all of a sudden they passed these new laws that said if you find human remains while you're digging an oil well or doing any sort of coal extraction or anything like that, you need to have an anthropologist come visit the site and assess its historical importance, which basically was checking a box saying, no, this is not historically important because we need to get the oil out of the ground, right? But all of a sudden this just created this huge demand for these. But, like, I'm pretty sure if you find a dinosaur bone that they're not...
You're in trouble.
Oh, really? Will they stop you from drilling and stuff over that?
Well, they will here if it's a significant find. But if it's like, oh, look, a trilobite, we've got millions of those.
Oh, but like if you found a triceratops, they would be like, you can't build this bank here. There's a triceratops.
You can't build this bank here until we've excavated and figured out what's going on, or label it a site of special scientific interest, which means you can't do anything.
Gotcha.
So, thank you, Crystalite. Thank you for the 17-month resub. I do appreciate that. Megs gifted a sub. Thank you very much. Skulls and Cupcakes resubscribed for 18 months. Good time zone. I'm ready for bed. Jeez. I Am Sweetie is resubscribed for 11 months. Thank you very much.
Do people write out the whole world time zone? They don't just say good to the, like TZ?
I didn't even know what TZ stood for until you just said it.
Yeah, TZ stands for time zone. Or Tasmania, like the Tasmanian devil Taz.
Yes, that I knew.
It might be Tasmania.
No.
Stop
it, Joe.
Tunisia.
Stop it now. Contract anthropology is usually paid for by the folks with interests in not being delayed. Okay, so basically, if I wanted to build a building, I would go, look, mate, can you just come and tell me this is okay very quickly, rather than...
basically, we need somebody with a degree that can... They have to have a degree in anthropology, so we know it's not just this guy's cousin with a hat on. But, like, at the same time...
However, if you wanted to pay for your cousin to get a hat...
to get an anthropology degree, that's not a bad
and a hat.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
The hat is important.
I'm going to move my mic. Let me mute real quick so the mic stands.
We know, Tutiki. It's Joe being Joe. It's fine. And just for subbing purposes, to save your money, next month, so tomorrow... there is a 20% discount on subs. Illuno has resubbed for 18 months. Thank you very much. And Kof NJ has done it as well. But if you wait until tomorrow, or I suppose this time in September, you will get 20% off your sub. So just a warning. And I also don't think that affects the money I get at all. Because otherwise that would be really bad. Mini Cheese Mouse Cheer Biddies, thank you very much. The mouse is now married as of Friday afternoon. Congratulations. Oh, well done. This is where I wait for Joe to sing a Spanish song of some. I don't know, but I feel like I feel like if there was, you would be singing it right now. So. Yes, I think if you should ever get married, yeah, you should play that just to see if anyone realizes. I don't think that's the tune, but sure. But that was the point I was making.
I was muted on my own channel. They missed me singing the Reigns of Castamere. So there we go.
To the tune of a kid's song, which I couldn't place.
Yeah, I got DMCA'd for singing the Reigns of Castamere to exactly the correct melody.
We Don't Talk About Bruno is a wedding song. I've not seen that yet. I've not seen Encanto.
Oh, okay. You'll love it. The main character has bright green glasses.
Okay, Joe.
It's true. Believe it. It's a whole thing.
I think it was Polly Wolly Doodle all day. I don't know that song, but kids' songs tunes are they're a thing.
Okay. No, we're in different continents right now. Mewtwo. We are not streaming from the same studio because Cleo would kill me.
I mean, I wouldn't kill you. I'd just make you wish you were dead.
Yay. If wishes were horses, then only men would be dead. Is that how that goes?
Yes. That is exactly how that saying goes. 100%. Benjamin Bessemer has resubscribed for 4 months. How am I doing? For popping and resub just for the love of it. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. We're doing good. I am doing like paper craft, and I've got my bullet journal to fall back on if I finish this. What is this? It's a basilisk, apparently. So I'm making a big snake. It's peak Pixar, so you will cry.
Peak Pixar? The
peak
basilisk?
Pixar is what they say. They said Encanto, but
no,
also
Encanto
the
is
basilisk.
Not a Pixar movie.
Okay.
Well, no, but like that's like saying like, oh my gosh, Encanto is peak John Cusack. It's like, well, but John Cusack isn't in Encanto. But the sentiment of a John Cusack movie is really there. Like it's like, well, you know, you could probably describe it differently then. You don't I wouldn't go with peak Pixar to describe a film that's not made by them. I don't know. I'm a weirdo. That's why I stream.
I mean, you are.
Yeah.
That's true. That you are. Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Okay. So Cleo, I have something here. Remember how I said I was going to go shopping for Halloween related crafts? Oh, well, actually, before that, the Halloween stores in Tennessee are back. So I was able to pick up one of these.
This is where I wait for it to come up on
wait
screen.
15 seconds.
Oh, handbook for the recently deceased.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's actually a bag. So I can use this for pencils and stuff. It's got like little hooks here if you want to use it as a purse. It comes with a strap. but it's like a little pencil case type thing. But in addition, I went to the craft store to go find Halloween stuff to paint. That I was thinking might inspire builds on this year's Halloween part of this show.
Okay.
And Halloween stuff isn't on sale yet because it's too far from Halloween. But you know what is on sale?
Christmas stuff?
Summer stuff. All the summer crafts are on sale.
So, no.
So I was able to buy this. This was originally $30, and I got it for
I can't see what that is. It's too pale.
It's a
There's
piece
something
of wood.
on it.
It's a piece of wood.
Oh, I thought it just had writing on it.
No,
that must be the wood
there's
grain.
something. This is the back of it. So I saw this from the summer collection. And I thought, this is something I could make work for Halloween. What do you think is on the other side of this board? I'm going to give the chat a chance to guess too. What would be part of the summer collection that I could decorate for Halloween?
I don't know. Chat. Pirates? I don't know.
Izzy Abel says a live, laugh, love sign. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I should have bought... They actually had stuff like that, and I was like, what would I do with that? But then the answer is actually just do what I was going to do with this, which is take something that's not designed to be Halloween-y and make it Halloween-y. Mr. Hardluck says some sort of shark warning, ? Not Gad says fireworks, ? Centauratron says butterflies. Royal Ninja guesses bees. Lawona guesses a supernova. Skulls and Cupcakes guesses a pancakes. Cameron guesses a gourd. Yes, gourds would be part of the summer collection.
Would they?
No, that was absolute just derision in my voice there.
Gosh. Wow, rude.
Good gourd.
Being snarky and Joe was snarking your snark. Okay, fair enough. That sounds about right, to be fair. Live, curse, and cackle. That would make a really great sign, actually.
Terrence guesses, is it a deer? Mr. Hardluck guesses a Beach Boys concert. Dottie Matrix guesses a moon. So the closest guess so far is Lev Bravo guesses a house. It's not exactly a house, but it's a building.
Right. Castle? Sandcastle.
That's a good guess, but that's not it. That's a good guess though. Actual says a barn. Pan Pie Pid says an apartment. I don't think anybody makes carvings of an apartment when they're trying to depict a home.
Guess not.
Mr. Hardluck says Airbnb. Crystal Light 10 says a beach hut. People are guessing a hut. Hut is close. Shed is close. Bronze Beetle says a beach shack. You're close. So does Mahi Zero.
Right.
Chimerical Soul has got it.
What is it, Joe?
It's a cabin.
In the woods?
It is a cabin in the woods!
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes.
And so, like I
if
said...
you've never seen Cabin in the Woods, you're missing out.
This would have been a $30 thing if I bought it as part of the summer collection during the summer. But now that they're preparing for Halloween, this was $6. So I saved a lot of money.
I see. And that is a ridiculous amount of money, actually.
Yeah. So I'm imagining I'm going to have it be a nighttime scene. Right? And maybe try to cram in as many of the monsters from the film Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
In like among the trees and in the doorway and like on the roof and just
like Cabin in the Woods is one of the best. It's just one of the best things.
Mm-hmm. So this is going to be a long-term project because I'm going to have to go and find pictures of all of those things and do sketches of them and then try and figure out where I would place them in here. Right?
Yeah, there's a lot of creatures in there.
Yeah, because I don't want to just start painting, right? Like with something like this, you got to actually plan the composition.
I mean, it is a $30 sign. You don't want to mess with it.
Luona says, was Cabin in the Woods the meta horror movie? No, Facebook was not involved with its production. I believe it was Fox.
Yes.
Also, I realize I'm doing a terrible job of making this my job. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat.
Everybody, this is your reminder to take a drink.
But yeah, this whole thing, like, because you can have stuff poking out from like behind the either side of the chimney here. You know, things like, you know, in the amongst the trees, some stuff over the trees. I'm not sure what I want to do with the unplug and unwind text. I could try prying it off and painting over it, but
I think if you get you can. What you could do is you could take the. I mean, he needs something else.
Yeah, I think like I could also remove some of the letters. Like it could just say lug and win if I cover or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If chat has any idea,
I could all,
you know.
Could I anagram it? Oh, like so that's the thing. I'm not sure like what kind of is it. I'm not sure if these are actually. I think these are glued on. Yeah, these are glued on. I'm not sure if I could actually get them off either. I might just basically have to chisel them and sand them down.
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair statement.
There are enough letters here to spell. Oh, no, yeah, you can't spell die because there's not an E.
Oh, Nox Lullaby, thank you for the 16-month resub. And Winnie has resubscribed for 18 months. Thank you both very much indeed.
Mr. Hardluck tipped 3, who says, thanks for the reminder. It totally slipped my mind to throw currency in your general direction. So let's go ahead and rotate that camera 3 degrees. We are doing rotational tips during this craft stream here. That's going to angle me 3 degrees now. Thank you, Mr. Hardluck.
And Push resub for 18 months. Thank you very, very much indeed.
Well, yeah, Rosa Frida says, I would leave it for irony. That's the other thing, is, like, that is part of, like, the premise of the film, is that they were getting out beyond civilization, you know, no cell phone coverage. So you could just leave that part as it is, maybe.
Possibly, yeah.
So I don't know. But yeah, having filling my home with hand-painted live, laugh, love signs. But like they're all painted like with like imagine I put in like just obnoxiously high contrast bright colors, like with like tessellations of dogs all over them and like faces screaming and just like all sorts of weird like what, you know, imagine taking a live laugh love sign and just bedazzling the heck out of it with a ton of those gemstones or whatever, but then you turn the tone dial into like Salvador Dali territory, where like I bedazzle just like minotaurs goring people or something on them. Right? Like,
yeah, no, that fits actually. That fits.
Life of L says you could do some sort of secret image on it so it looks normal by day, but in the dark, creepy image appears. Oh, that's right. You could use like glow in the dark ink or ultraviolet ink or something.
You absolutely could, and probably will.
Oh boy. Yeah, there's something.
I'm surprised you don't have just a green screen sign at this point.
Well, I mean, I've got all sorts of green screen stuff, but like the problem is you can't see any of it on the stream. Like if I'm holding up my Bezier curve or my stencils here, they're like just invisible.
Floor, thanks for the raid. We're just at the moment we're just doing a sneaky dude, or at least we're trying to make a sneaky dude. It's not going well. I mean, it's going okay. It's just the tail that is causing me hassle. I'm going to pretend pretend it's not. Oh, no. That works for me. I'm going to pretend it just doesn't cause me hassle.
Okay, I'm going to have to duck out of frame real quick to get my pencil sharpener. So I'm just going to put the Lego Joe Hills here in frame. Roughly where...
Yes, because that's who we're here to see, really.
Okay, perfect. Why is this not...
Join section 3 to section 2. Fold over the little tabs at the side of section 3.
I'm not going to mute this time since I forgot to unmute last time. So you're just going to have to deal with me.
Yeah, no, that seems reasonable to me. You're not going to do the thing which caused you problems last time. No. That's fair.
Going to learn from my mistakes.
I don't think that's true.
By making other mistakes intentionally.
That's also not true. Mistakes aren't intentional, Joe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Come on.
It's like, it's not a bus accident if the driver had intent.
No, that's just murder, Joe.
Yeah.
That's premeditated, in fact, I believe.
Don't forget to turn the camera back on. I did.
Did you, Joe?
Yeah, I did, actually. I feel like this isn't bright as it could be.
I don't like paper models, I've decided. Good job, this is my last one.
Yay.
Like, paper models, the way you're supposed to, like, fit things together. It's supposed to look cool. I'm getting out the sellotape.
It looks like a finger trap. Did you get your glue between the last stream and this one?
No. I forgot about it until you just mentioned it.
Okay. I
appreciate you, Joe. I appreciate that you
I should have remind me of a half hour ago before we started.
Possibly. It's fine. I don't need glue. I've got tape. Okay. I'm going to pretend that bit is stuck together.
Well, that's why they call it paper crafts.
Possibly. I'm going to pretend it's fine, chat.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. It's a cool looking snake. Yeah, I made it myself, which is the problem. I made it myself, and I'm going to tape it.
Demented MK says, speaking of accidents, Joe, did you see the Alfredo sauce spill that closed down a hallway? No. That sounds like a disaster. That's terrible. Closed down a highway. Did I say hallway?
You did say hallway, yes.
That sounds a lot less problematic.
That's a lot less frightening, to be honest.
Yeah, we're mopping in here. This hallway's closed. Go around. Like, I'm sure.
Thanks,
gotta wait till the floor's dry. It's really slippery. Apparently, there was a marinara sauce somewhere too.
It's an impasta.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Fold down the back of the mouth. Oh, back of the mouth. And fold the top of the tab backwards. Oop, like so. Slot the spines into the jaw. I need to open up these bits. It's a tomato truck in California. Yes. The Alfredo sauce was in Memphis.
So we've got multiple sauce-related stuff the same day Gorbachev dies. I mean, this really might be...
the jokes write themselves, Joe.
This might be foreign action, you know.
Duct tape and zip ties can fit just about anything. I'm using washi tape. It's different.
So let's see. This first one's at 3.5, and then at 7.
Slot the jaws. Slot the spines into the jaw. Oh, okay. It's supposed to go like this. It's supposed to be folded up that way.
24.5.
And then... Well, the picture says it's supposed to go in like that, but the colours say it's supposed to go in like that. But, you know what, we'll pay attention to the drawing because, you know, I assume the model was put together by someone competent.
Mm-hmm.
The instructions were not put in by someone competent. I've learned that.
Yeah. So, you know, talking to your kids about death is always challenging.
Where are we going with this show?
I was talking about the Gorbachev thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was trying to explain to my daughter the historical significance of Gorbachev's death and his life. And, like, I was trying to read through the obituary, and it's just like, okay, so when he was 7, his grandparents were farmers that he lived with, and the farm that they were on was collectivized by Stalin. And, you know, so I start describing, like, all this, what that meant in practical terms of, like, his grandparents getting arrested and, like, the government taking over seed distribution and then not giving any of the farmers in their area any seeds and, like, all this stuff. And like, my daughter just had, like, a bajillion questions. And she's just like, wow, it sounds like growing up was pretty hard for him. And I'm like, we're only to the part where he's 7. We haven't gotten to the part where he's 14 and his dad went off to fight in World War II and their village was occupied by Nazis. And she's just like, oh my god. So we got as far as him being like 19 before she's just like, I can't deal with this. This is too much. And I'm like, but this is all his backstory. This isn't actually, we're not even at like what he did with his life. And she's just like, I really just want to go watch.
She's just like, I'm out. I'm out.
This is a lot. And I'm like, okay. So she's basically, so all of her knowledge about Gorbachev is between the ages of like 1 and 19 or so.
Jesus, Joe. What are you doing?
I was trying to have a conversation with her about the fall of the Soviet Union and its implications leading to the current Ukrainian conflict.
She's 9, Joe!
We have to talk about something at dinner!
And this is your choice.
Wait, it's that or Roblox. And I don't really care for Roblox.
That or Roblox.
Well, that or also, well, no,
it's the fall of the Soviet Union or Roblox. Take your pick.
Oh, the other thing is she's gotten really into watching Grian videos, and so she has a lot of questions about Grian's intent. Like, she'll just be watching she'll be like, you know, I watched this Grian video earlier, and I saw he made this decision. Why would someone make that decision? And I'm like, I cannot be expected to explain how Grian's mind works.
I cannot explain Grian.
Like,
I can't.
I can sit here and walk you through Gorbachev's life, but don't make me freaking explain Grian's justification for how he treats Corrales. Like, you know, or it's like
all the choice.
Yeah. It's like there's just... Oh, my gosh.
Why would Grian do this?
Oh, my gosh.
It's like, I'm not going to ask him, so stop, please.
Nicole Thomas writes, my world history teacher would torture us by referring to him exclusively as my friend Gorby. I'm assuming that's about Mikhail Gorbachev and not about Grian, but either way, it's hilarious.
The concept of, like, my friend Gorby, it's like, no. Grian is not my friend Gorby. Sneck. Sneck with fangs that are arguably over large. Oh! McLesley is subscribed with Stream Roots. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah,
Snick Destinies.
I'm working out on the paper here the rough composition of this. I'm not gonna do a full drawing of the cabin, but I'm gonna block it out roughly. Goran says, "Did you see Total Nuclear Annihilation is being rerun?" I knew it was being rerun, but I didn't know if an announcement had been made because they've been talking about that on podcasts and stuff. Do they have is the what do you call it? Sign-ups open? What do you call it when you reserve something? You pay money for
a reservation.
Yeah. But you're a pre-order. Did they open up pre-orders? Because that's how you know they're serious about selling something, is when they're like, we're gonna take your money and be liable for fraud if we don't deliver. Because up until then, it's just building hype. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yes.
Yeah, Cleo knows how to build hype.
Yes, I do, Joe. Mm-hmm. I'm feeling hyped right now. Woot woot.
Oh, woot woot. Well, maybe I shouldn't swear.
Possibly not.
Yeah. Did I leave this
so
mature?
Mine isn't.
For a while, I think I've had my wow. Goran says pre-order is tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time. The run's limited to 250. That's shockingly low, because they sold 500 something the first time around, and I assumed that, and it didn't really sell that great in the first place because it wasn't well known or famous, but a lot of people have gotten their hands on it, and it seems like it's a well received game. But yeah, well, good luck with your pre-order, Goran. Oh my gosh, I've got green on the brain now.
I mean, you're a little bit obsessed, but that's fine.
I'm not. It's just my daughter keeps bringing him up. NJ says, Joe, what is this you're talking about? They're doing a second run of Total Nuclear Annihilation.
Thank you, Nightshade, for 18 months, and Delverac for the 18-month sub. Lumi has cheered biddies, thank you very much. And Unamused Baby has subscribed. Welcome to the Horde. If you look to your left and to your right, you'll see there are no exits.
Unamused Baby is a pretty good name, I'm just going to say.
I like it. I like it. There's nothing worse than a baby that is just not amused with you.
Don't make me say it.
What?
No, I was just
I missed it, so you know.
Oh no, I thought you were mad that I put you on the spot because you actually didn't like the name.
Well, no, it was just I hadn't thought about it.
You don't think about people's names? Names have meaning, Cleo.
They do, but I generally don't think about people's names until someone, usually you, brings it up. Right. Sometimes I'll go, "Oh, that's a good name."
Gotcha.
But that's usually my extent of. We really only think about Blaze's names.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta take out these bits. Okay, I've got to attach the snake face to the snake body by a series of small taps.
It is not a right angle. That tree is visibly leaning. I wonder if I could... use glue. No, these trees are connected to the ground. They're actually the same piece of wood. That's actually pretty impressive. The cabin and the trees is like one laser cut piece of wood that they just slap on here, whereas the letters are individual because they're obviously not connected. But...
Fair enough.
But yeah, this is like peak. I have a cabin that I'm going to use as an Airbnb type of decoration. Although it's not actually. Maybe it is intended for actual people who stay in their cabins though, because you would have to paint it, right? And usually you don't want to put anything you handmade into your Airbnb because it might get trashed.
It depends if you got an Etsy shop on the side, which a lot of these people do. So.
Oh yeah.
I'm not ragging on anyone with an Etsy shop.
You're ragging on everyone with an Etsy shop. There's a distinct difference.
Trying to make it less obvious. I have a snake.
Baggy says, "Do you not have any crayons? You could brass rub the sign." Oh yeah, where you do a lift of the. I mean, in theory, yeah, I could do that. But the thing is, though, it would be harder to sketch on top of it. So what I'm trying to do is, I want to figure out. I want to put the monsters from Cabin in the Woods. I want to paint them on the sign, as many of them as possible. So I need to get the rough composition here. And if I used crayons or whatever, then the paper would be too waxy to draw on top of. If that makes sense.
Why doesn't Cleo like people with Etsy shops? That's Joe telling me that I don't like people with Etsy shops. I don't like certain things that people sell in Etsy shops. Mm-hmm. But that's personal taste, and I think I'm allowed that one.
Uh-huh. Well, saying I don't like certain things that are sold in Etsy shops is like saying I don't approve of some of the things that Sears sells. Like, Sears sells everything. That's why they have the biggest tower in the world. This is a comment from 1995. But, yeah.
So, the things we made from that book is a Cerberus with one missing head.
A Cerberus.
It didn't have a missing head at the time, but now it's
got
a missing head. A Cerberus. Specifically, it said A Cerberus in the notes. And I was just like, I know you're advertising to a certain fan base here, but there is one Cerberus. The dragon that falls in half, but, you know, actually stands up normally pretty well. But you know what? I can take that. It's fine. The world's worst phoenix with a wing off that they decided not to put a lower body on for reasons that shall remain weird. And the pony horse. Pony horse, bird horse.
Bird horse, bird horse, bird horse, he's bird.
Bird hearse. It's a hearse.
It's actually a hearse for birds. It's where they take birds from the bird feeder home to the bird cemetery. Cemetery.
Yeah. Can Blaze and Cam please fight on the Discord? I don't want to miss anything to chat scroll. You don't fight in my chat. Save that for public spaces. Like more public spaces.
Yeah. This is not a public space.
No. This is a select group with some 300 of my best friends.
You're an elite military unit.
The snake's the best part, though, because it actually works and stands up. Apart from this bit, which I tape. Shut up.
Yes,
fine, I'll go fight Cameron on Twitter.
Crayons, but...
No. Blaze, you need to fight Cam on your turf, which is Tumblr. Cam's turf is arguably on Twitter.
Terrence Shark says, Joe, you might be able to help with this. I just got a new laptop 4 days ago, and for some reason it keeps freezing up. I actually explicitly have a rule that I don't want people to come in here with tech support questions because it diverts the entire chat. So
Joe is not your cousin.
So that's a quick timeout. Yay. I think the actual rule is about YouTube problems because people kept complaining that the YouTube chat wasn't working for them, and I'm like, it was made by Google. What do you expect? But either way, it's the spirit of that.
Yeah.
Don't come in here with your tech support problems. I can't fix it. Or if I can, you're not paying me my billable rate. for that sort of thing. Okay, so
Wolf Reiko has resubbed for 10 months. Thank you very much. Just Saying has resubscribed for a whole year. I stopped looking for an exit, started to get used to this place. That's fair. And Canna, Russia, cheer biddies. You're through with the paper. May I recommend metal models next? No, I value my fingertips. That's the thing that I do not want to start doing.
Let's see, Badger.
Anything.
Oh, go
on. Metal is like a step above paper, and that's caused my fingers problems. So, yeah. So sorry, what were you saying? What was Badger saying?
Badger says she accidentally put lemon juice in her morning coffee. That's
why?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I've never made that mistake, but is lemon juice something that people like in Britain like leave out on the table like with the salt and pepper? And like, oh, would you like
No.
Okay.
No. That's no.
Yeah, I would not want to drink that. Okay. Well, I was going to say that Badger's suggestion that I rub this with a crayon was a terrible suggestion, and that she should feel bad for making it, because obviously rubbing this with a pencil was a way smarter idea. But I'm not going to do that now because you've already been punished by your coffee. You are cleaning the kettle filter with lemon juice in a separate cup. Oh, yeah, I don't put cleaning supplies anywhere near my drinks. That's no good.
Loki Kevis resubbed for 50 months just in time to hear Cleo call me one of her 300 closest friends. You see how that goes?
So I don't know if
I know my audience.
I don't know if this is showing up very well, but the doing the rubbing with the pencil actually did work reasonably well.
No, I can see it, yeah.
I can see it.
Oh no, I didn't realize that was on. Sorry, Joe. Gonna have to deal with this for a moment. But we shortened the time, so you should feel better.
I should feel better.
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 The opposite of worse.
There's an opposite of worse. Next, you'll tell me there's an
Not
opposite
for you,
of tired.
Joe. There is an opposite of worse sometimes.
What a whoa.
Not for you. Oh no. Hello, chats. It's good to see you. Even when I'm doing this voice. But it's okay. We're all friends here sometimes.
This is a bad time for me to be trying to drink my coffee. I'm going to end up just ruining this thing and yeah.
And then you'll feel bad because you've wasted 30-odd quid, which you didn't pay.
No, this was $6 because it was on sale because it's from the summer collection. Woo! Savings!
Why is a cabin summer?
Because people have, like, lake cabins and stuff.
That's an American thing. I'm too British to understand.
Okay, so a lake is like... Do you guys have ponds? You must have ponds. Okay.
No. Don't have lakes, don't have ponds. Those are specifically American constructions.
Yeah, well, because you don't have a Tennessee Valley Authority to make more, so that makes sense.
We don't. That is true. We do not.
Badger Spanner says, my cat just ran into the room to see what the noise was. Was that for the
I'm sorry.
the tee-hee noises? Or the, oh.
I'm pretty sure it's the oh noises. It usually is.
It's like, oh, that sounds like something I can kill.
That sounds like something that's dying.
Is there a bird in there? Let me claw it. Yeah. Cleaning the kettle filter with lemon juice in a separate cup. Okay, yeah, that's... Yeah. Not ideal. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay.
I'm sorry that I find it funny. And now we're finished.
Yay.
I don't know that yay is the appropriate term there.
So I need... part of me is like, I guess I need to pull up the wiki article for Cabin in the Woods, because it probably has a list of the creatures in it.
I mean, I would think so. Let's see. The ballerina princess. You've got a werewolf. You've got the merman. You've got all the zombies. You've got the unicorn. You've got the dragon.
Well, they have
you've got
like
the spiders.
They have like a whiteboard for the bedding. I bet I could probably just find the bedding scene and take a screen cap of it. Right?
Well, if you're going to do it right, Joe, yeah.
Maybe
but
I am going to do it right.
It's funny, is Joe's cat. It's not Joe's cat. I don't think Joe could handle a cat right now.
I have too much responsibility as is. Like, I just don't want more. Here's the thing, is if I got, like, a property with, like, a barn, I would be 100% on board with, like, okay, I'm gonna get a barn cat, to deal with pests and, like, like, something like that, where it's, like, relatively independent and, like, has its own space. But, like, in a small apartment, I don't know. It just doesn't...
No, I agree. You shouldn't be in a small apartment. I don't know what the wildlife situation is out in Texas, Tennessee. Sorry, I do apologize. I'm very embarrassed by that.
They are indeed different states. Although, a lot of Texas, or at least a lot of Tennesseans went to Texas to kind of found the modern Texas, which was one of the reasons that so many Tennesseans died at the Battle of the Alamo. But it's fine.
I know that you're never supposed to forget the Alamo, but I don't know what it is, really.
Oh, so well, if you ever visit San Antonio, they have one, so we can visit.
They have an Alamo. Okay.
They have an Alamo.
Maybe I'll go.
Well, and that's the thing is, I thought, when I was going to PAX South for the first time in San Antonio, I was like, what should I see when I'm in San Antonio? And somebody said, well, you mean besides the Alamo? And I'm like, well, isn't that gonna be like out in the middle of nowhere? Because it was like this, remote fortress or whatever.
I mean, it was a remote fortress many moons ago. Then. I'm assuming it wasn't.
It's 2 blocks from the convention center now.
Right.
Because I was like, well, I don't want to pay $40 for a lift to go way outside of town just to see the Alamo. And they're like, no. It's in the town was built around the Alamo.
The Alamo is the cradle of Texas independence.
Jin says the Alamo is a Deep Space Nine reference.
The only thing I know about the Alamo really specifically is that you're supposed to remember it, and that's it.
Okay.
That's the only thing I know about it really.
Well,
I'm not really in tune with American history.
Yeah.
Because, I'm not American. I don't know if that wasn't obvious to everyone. I'm sorry if it wasn't.
It was not.
It was not. Okay, I apologize. I am not American.
Badger says, the fact that you think any cat near me will maintain any wild, feral, or independence is adorable. I mean, look, if I had a barn cat or whatever, like, I'm not saying it wouldn't like you or wouldn't treat you nicely. I'm just saying, like,
what Badger is saying is you think that's going to be an outside cat only.
Well, I mean, in theory, Badger, you would be, if you visited, you would spend time in the barn. The cat would see you in the space that I was using for, like, workshop or whatever. Like, it would not be... Like, it wouldn't be an outdoor cat, necessarily, entirely. It would just be more, like, its home would be the second structure type thing.
Gonna grab the drink. Yeah, I understand.
Badger says the cat would want to be in the house with me. Well, you can go see it out in the barn. Because, honestly, I'm going to spend more time out in the barn than I would... Like, if that's where, like, my workshop studio area is, I'd be spending more time in there than...
Look, as somebody who has tried to figure out how to get cats from the US to the UK, if you're planning to move to the UK at any point in the next 10 years, I wouldn't recommend it.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. No, because you're right. Because, like, I'm really, once Corinne goes to college, I am probably going to want to go to Scotland, as we had discussed. So
yeah.
So, this might be one of those things for when I'm in my, I guess I'd be around 46, 47 by the time I could move. So this will be something This will be a treat for when I graduate from having a kid who hasn't graduated from high school. Okay. So I need to take a quick hydration break. I will be right back. Can you cover the chat?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Cleo.
Let me open up Joe's. Oh, why does it continue to do that? Fine, I'll bring the chats across. Or maybe I won't. Maybe it requires me to have Joe's chat open specifically. God dang it. Okay. Let's do questions, chat. Let's do questions, wrong answers only. Go. About Joe. This is wait. I'm in the Twitch chat, by the way. I'm not in the YouTube chat or wherever else Joe has streams at this point. So if you've got questions, feel free to ask. Because let's be honest, we all have questions. Why is he named Joe? I'm assuming that's the name that he gave himself when he hatched fully formed for the exo womb. What species is Joe? Joe is a cryptid. No specific species because cryptids, although they look different, only have one species. What's Joe's favourite colour? Puce. How many Joes does it take to change a light bulb? Just the one. Joe is a fully capable person around the house. How old is Joe? Definitely not 43. Why does Joe like spooky things? Why don't you like spooky things? Does Joe? Sometimes. What isn't Joe? Everything that isn't Joe. Will Joe wear a kilt whilst in Scotland? Probably not, because I think Joe would be too afraid to...
Wait. Oh, are you doing the thing where you answer the questions wrong?
Yes.
Okay, because, yeah, the big thing holding me up on the kilts is that I've been trying to... The issue is that to get the fabric from my actual, like, familial clan, I have to order, like, a stupid amount of it, because they, it's not one of the common tartan patterns, or whatever.
Right.
And so I have to spend a stupid amount of money on fabric, and then at that point, it's like, I might as well commission kilts for, like, all of my siblings and I, or, you know, other clothing, because honestly, it's so... Getting custom tartan fabric made properly is there's a big minimum order on it. So it'd be like, okay, my mom's gonna get a dress, and we're gonna get, like, 5 kilts, or maybe everybody gets 2 kilts. I don't know how I'm gonna burn through this much tartan fabric. Also, I don't know how I'm gonna afford this much tartan fabric or this many kilts. But, like, it feels stupid to just buy some random kilt with somebody else's tartan on it. Like, that doesn't... That just feels like... it feels wrong, or, like, silly.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But no, I've really considered that being, like, my big Christmas gift to my family one year. If there's a point where I actually could afford it, just buy the ludicrous amount of properly made tartan fabric, commission a bunch of kilts and maybe some dresses, and then that's what everybody gets for Christmas that year. You know, maybe some ties, neckties, because at that point, like, what are you gonna do with all this fabric? Like... Yeah.
I mean, you could always go, like, as it suggests, you could go for an all black kilt.
But that's not...
have...
It's not a kilt if it doesn't have your tartan on it. Like, that's the...
Kilt is a style.
I mean, it's... Well, this is one of those, like, is it ranch dressing if it's made with, like, fresh milk things? Like, it's, like... Or can you...
I don't know. We don't have ranch dressing. I didn't know that was a thing.
Okay, key lime pie then. Like, key lime pie...
Again, we don't really have key lime pie.
Well, that's the thing, is, like, so traditional key lime pie was made somewhere they didn't have cows. So it was always made with, like, powdered or condensed milk, right? But people nowadays will sometimes make it with real milk. and there's a question: is that still key lime pie, or is that similar but not the same? Right? Like you could have something that has the same like tailor's cut as a kilt, but I don't know that I would count it as a kilt if it didn't have your family's tartan. You know, if you want to be a true Scotsman, Cleo, you really have to get into the details.
You have to be born in Scotland.
Well, once again, though, my grandmother was actually full-blooded Scottish, and so, like, you know, this is something that, like, you know, I think there's something here. Also, I got this koozie that I can't properly show y'all because it would spill my drink, but I got this koozie that looks like the bottom of a Saturn V.
Oh, I see.
So when I have my drink, if I have a can of soda, it won't show what brand of soda it is. Although I realized I started printing the name of the soda on the top of the can so you can't hide it with a koozie. So I've got blue tape around the top of it.
I mean, it's a red can. I think we all know.
It could be anything.
It could be anything in a red can.
Oh, okay. So Badger Spanner says, for reference, the closest thing England has to ranch is Domino's pizza dip. Okay.
Oh, that's vile. I hate that stuff.
Well, because they're probably making it wrong.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, proper ranch dressing has buttermilk. Thank you, McLesley. Yeah, you can't just use like regular fresh milk. Annabomb
Seems like
says, Joe, when it comes to clan shortens, you need to check for regional variations. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why we need a specific one that isn't very commonly, like, some of the bigger families or whatever, they might have extra in stock because those families order a ton of that tartan, right?
Right.
But yeah. No, I'm talking about, like, the specific regional one for my family. We know, like, my mom knows what it is. They just don't mass produce it, so we'd have to get it custom made. We're not gonna mail ranch dressing to Cleo.
Please don't. One, it sounds vile.
Yeah. So,
it's just salty, sour, thick oil. Ugh.
It's been suggested that I could just weave the tartan myself on the craft stream. Once again, I don't have room for a loom.
Doesn't have room for the loom. That's the biggest problem,
also,
not the skill.
As I'm thinking through this, well, I mean, it's a loom, Cleo. Like...
Okay, yeah, no, you've proved me wrong. The statement "it's a loom" definitely shows that you know exactly what goes into weaving.
You know how a loom works, right?
Yeah, I know how a loom works. I don't think you understand how tartan patterning on a loom works.
It's relatively straightforward. It's just time-consuming and repetitive. You literally weave in and out in rows.
Yes.
Yes. And you use the shuttle to push it down. Wait, is the shuttle how you weave in and out between the rows? I don't know.
The shuttle is how you weave it in and out between the rows, Joe.
Oh no! God forbid that I try to use a loom.
Like, I don't think that you would be bad at using a loom. I just don't think you are specifically good enough to weave tartan. Tartan is difficult, which is why it costs so much.
I feel like, though, if I spent time on it, I could figure it out. Like,
how much time do you have to learn how to be a good weaver?
A weaver?
A wover? I don't.
Well, I mean, it depends, because, like, this is literally if I'm setting aside time as part of the craft streams to do it.
Fair. I'm not going to argue. It's fine. I think you could do anything that you set your mind to if you took long enough. What I don't believe you have is not the capability, it's the time to learn.
Well, the most important thing is I don't have the space, but this is actually a good argument in favor of not having a cat in the studio barn or whatever, because I'm sure cats and looms are a bad combination.
Well, that's okay. You're not getting a loom. We've just established that. Is this like the Scottish castle Joe wanted to buy? Kind of,
no,
yes.
I mean, I think it's actually feasible. Like, in this scenario where I'm able to afford a workshop. If I'm able to afford a workshop, I think I could put a loom in it and stream from it. Because it's not much bigger than a pinball machine. And I was and I wasn't gonna any sort of like workshop area.
The thing is, I'm afraid Joe will somehow be a natural at this and make the most beautiful fabrics.
No, I won't. But I think I could. What I do have, Cleo. Here's what I do have. If you make a mistake with a loom, you can undo it. It's incredibly time consuming to undo and redo mistakes with a loom, but you can fix them, right? And what I do have is I have the ability to make the same mistake 3 times in a row, but keep repeatedly attempting to fix it. I think that working on something on a loom would look a lot like me working on our Castle Hohenzollern wall. It would get done, and it would look good at the end. I'm not saying I could do it perfectly, but I'm saying I could do it.
Hello.
Hello.
She's being cute. Kitty. You are not allowed up here because of the knives. She just wants fuss.
Oh, okay. So, if I go to wish.com and try and buy a loom.
Why would you buy a loom from Wish?
Because it was the dumbest place I could think of. Okay, so they have some
Atlas.
They have some children's plastic ones for $4.
That's not a loom.
No, I know. If I bought an upright loom, I guess I probably have to go to walmart.com for that.
A loom alone will not get Joe far. There's so much other equipment needed. For example, because he also needs the banners.
Okay, so an upright loom. Okay, there's one designed for schools. That's $433. It's a pretty big upright loom designed to hold multiple.
A loom to get kilt-sized fabric would be huge.
Oh yeah, that's what this is like. If I had once again, this is if I had a workshop. Hold on. So if I'm trying to make, do I want a warp weighted loom? Vertical loom for carpet manufacture.
The right wool and the knowledge to keep tension. Okay. Like, you ever have those like, I know enough to know there is not that I don't know enough kind of thing?
Yeah. Okay. So okay.
Watch Loom and Dread.
So Glimacra standard loom, 47 inches, 12 shaft, 14 treadle is about $7,900. But so it looks like to get a proper colonial loom, you're going to be spending $5,000 to $8,000. There's some simpler ones for a few $100s, but they're not going to get you necessarily a tartan grade fabric. 4 shaft, 6 treadle, 4 loom for $2,000. I mean, at this point though, this is coming back to like, well, Joe, does it make sense to just pay somebody to do this for you? Because that was the other thing, is people were like, Joe, why don't you make this yourself if it's so expensive to order this much fabric? All right.
I grew up in a house with 5 big looms. It takes up entire rooms. You need to prepare the threads before they go on the loom.
Badger says, Joe, you have kids' looms in the house already. Yeah, I know that. I was going to wish.com and looking at those as a joke just to give people a sense of the price difference between a kid's loom and a like full upright colonial loom. But yeah, we could afford a used pinball machine for the price of one of those looms. That is a very valid point.
What's established titles, Chaos?
Okay. So, just as a quick reminder, tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. That I'm not likely to actually buy a loom or even all that tartan fabric anytime soon. The actual saving money to buy a place with a workshop. One of the things I realized, Cleo, is my kid got her standardized test scores back. And yesterday. And they're actually good enough. I'm not saying like this with surprise or anything. But this is one of those things where I was like, I'm not going to worry about the opt-in magnet schools, which are like, they have kind of like college prep academic academies or whatever that you can apply for if your scores are good enough. And then you basically go into a lottery. So it's partially on how good you are, but basically everybody who's above a certain threshold, it's randomized, unless you have like an older sibling that already goes there, in which case the school district is like, we don't want parents clogging up 2 different elementary school lines, right? You know? Right. So it's basically merit based, but random.
Randomly merit based. Okay.
Yeah. So you need to qualify on merit, and then they randomize it, right? Badger says, Joe ignored the fact that I said my friends have kilt-sized looms. I don't see how that's relevant, because, like, your friends don't live here. I can't just go I can't say, hey, can I rent a truck and bring your loom over to my place for a few weeks while I do this stream? Which, for one thing, would probably take months to do properly. But, like, I can't just go pop in at your mate's place. Is that how they say it? But anyway. So I realized that one of the things that's really killing me right now on rent and being able to afford a place is that I have to, like, most of the places that are cheap in Nashville have the worst schools, right? And if I sent my kid to private school, I would end up paying more probably in tuition than I would save in rent anyway, because, like, the private schools around here are stupid expensive.
Right.
So if my kid gets into this academic magnet school, though, I could live anywhere in town. As long as I'm inside of metropolitan Nashville, she could go to those academic prep magnet schools if she got randomly selected, right? And then I was like, okay, so at that point, like, there's a lot of places that people don't want to live because the elementary schools are bad. So they're big enough to have, like, a garage. So I could buy, like, a small house with a garage and actually set up there maybe in the next few years, not necessarily 10 years from now. So I'm trying to figure out how to make that happen.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. That seems like a good idea.
Yeah, especially because, like, I found there's a pretty good corridor of, like, bad schools with houses that would have garages, but they're on the bus line directly to the good magnet school. And so, like, I wouldn't, like, one of the problems I have with moving too far out is, well, if my car breaks down, then I have to buy a new car for sure. But if we live on the bus line, we could just take the bus for drop off and pick up, like the city, the municipal bus.
When will you know?
Well, like I said, I only got her test scores yesterday. That means she qualifies. Goran says, what makes them bad school versus the others, out of curiosity? Just their infrastructure? I mean, I don't know why they are quote-unquote bad schools. I just know that their test scores are abysmal, so presumably, something's wrong. But no, I'm not capable of judging that. Very well, Goran. I mean, that's a fair question, but, like,
The answer is I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, so Cleo, but like, it's fair to say though that there's probably some schools that have better leadership or have
Mm-hmm.
better money because like or
Mm-hmm.
more volunteerism from parents, right? Um, so like the school that
Yeah.
she's in now, a bunch of people send their kids there who are like PhD students at Vanderbilt or
Mm-hmm.
are new doctors at Vanderbilt. And
Right.
so like you've got people who come from all over the world to go to school here or to work in the medical center here. So it's like a very international population.
Mm-hmm.
And so like and it's also a lot of parents who care about their kids' success and are going to be like if there's
Makes
something
sense.
wrong at the school, they're going to be trying to get it fixed, right?
Makes sense. Yes.
So, yeah. That that's one of the differences in my opinion between like an especially good school and a good school.
Mm.
But I don't know.
Yeah. It's a thing.
But yeah. So, but
Sorry,
like,
I'm just thinking about schools in the UK.
yeah.
I mean, like, I think it's easier for the UK schools
Mm-hmm.
to. I mean, for a start, funding isn't based on where they live
Well,
or
so in this case though,
property taxes.
everything in Davidson County, you're not
Mm-hmm.
going to see a price difference or yeah, there's not like um there's not going to be a so everything in the same county like the funding comes out of the same county-wide school budget. But
Right.
one of the differences is like at if the county says, "Okay, we're only going to pay for there to be one lunch lady in every school." And
Right.
some of the schools might say, "Hey, if we can raise $17,000, we can pay a second lunch lady. Let's have a
Right.
fundraiser." Some of those
Ah.
schools are going to get a second lunch lady, and
Yeah.
some of them
They
aren't.
absolutely are. Yeah.
It is how it works.
Which is also pretty crappy. But I understand. No, over here, school budget is related to how many children you have. You get a set amount for each child. You get you get an amount for whether like special needs stuff. You get another set amount of for what's the other set amount? For gifted and talented children. So yeah, it's a different kind of yeah. But we also get inspected a lot, which is not so much fun.
So you get inspected to make sure you're spending the extra money well.
You get inspected regardless. It's to do with how effective your teachers are, if you're using the money appropriately. You have to account for all the money. You have to show that you're using the money in a way that is going to benefit the children. So your budget does get looked at, but also like the teaching strategies that your people use.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, there's a lot of emphasis on investigating the teachers, which is a whole other kettle of fish.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a different way of doing things. There's a child screaming outside. I will be glad when they go back to school.
Oh, are they not back yet?
No, they go back next week, probably. Maybe the week after for some places. But right now, they go back next week.
Betting pool monster list from Cabin in the Woods.
Do teachers get more than like $50 a year for yearly classroom supplies like in the US? The school has to provide the classroom supplies. There's a stationery cupboard, and we say, I need 12 glue sticks or 20 pens.
Mm.
And then we just give them out when the kids need them. It's not the school is legally obligated to provide everything a child needs. So yeah. What am I doing? Never really know the answer to that one.
I'm pretty sure there's some stuff in there that's not on the betting list. Like, I'm looking and, like, you know how they've got the guy with the pinhead looking guy in there? Like, all the nails coming out of his face. I'm pretty sure...
Cenobite, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that the Cenobite is on their betting list.
No.
So I guess only the ones that people usually bet on actually made the list. They've got... Or there might be stuff that's not in the rotation that is...
Possibly, yeah. Yeah.
Technically held there.
I mean, you've got to solve a puzzle box to get a Cenobite out. Yeah. So if you're betting on that, you got to assume that, like, and particularly if you're drugging them to be not smart, the chances of that guy coming out are very slim.
Yeah. Okay, hey, we got a tip rolling in. Let's see who that's from. It's from Candace, who says, watching you make crafts is inspiring me to do crafts of my own today. Hope you have a good day and stay hydrated. Well, thank you very much, Candace. Let's go ahead and rotate me another 20 degrees. As
a statement, that amuses me. Just rotate me another 20 degrees.
Spin that, Joe.
I'm glad you enjoyed my content. Thank you very much.
Boom, 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 boom. Is Cabin in the Woods based on a true story?
Yes. The world ended about 5 years ago. Didn't you not notice?
Oh, apparently, no. Apparently, there's a book about a man building a cabin called called A Cabin in the Woods, and that book about building a cabin is a true story. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, why is that in the Google results so high up? Is A Cabin in the Woods a true story? Okay, so boy.
Oh, I need my ruler. I don't know where my ruler is. Dang it.
So, Jack-o'-lantern's actually in here on the list.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they've got zombies, zombie redneck torture family. You know, they even point that out in the film that those are distinct, right?
Yeah.
But then those they also
are a distinct subgenre, yeah.
They also have deadites on the list. Deadites are distinct from zombies. They also have the reanimated, which is also different.
I'm not seeing the problem. As a zombie, I don't see the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying we all look alike? Is that what you're saying, Joe?
No, I'm just saying it's funny that they're listed separately. I don't know.
I'm just looking for a straight edge that isn't branded.
What do you mean? Oh, like, because my ruler says Universal on it. Dun.
Yeah, I don't need people knowing what makeup brands I use.
Why?
I don't know. It feels weird and vaguely personal.
You, right? Here's what you do, though, Cleo, is you just get your blue tape and just cover that brand. Nobody will know what it is.
Can I take off the labels?
So we'll come back to this.
Kind of. I can take off the labels, kind of. Trying to take the security tag off at this point, and it's like, it's not going well. Okay. Oh, no, we're peeling.
I believe in you. Blue tape brand beverage is my favorite, says Monsieur Limpe. I forgot to do the accent. Take it. Blue tape brand beverage is my favorite. We're having a very productive morning here.
Having a very weird morning, yeah.
Yeah.
Doing some crafts? No, this is my work day. Which is arguably true. This is my work day. We need zombie Cleo branded craft supplies. Dear God, I don't have the energy to make that happen. Imagine me running a store. Jesus.
A store? What would you sell in your store?
In my store?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you should open a washi tape store, and then you can order all the washi tape you want, and you don't have to worry. You can order more washi tape than you'll ever use.
That is true. That is a thing that I could do, but I don't think I would get enough business.
Well,
that's how craft stores get started. Yeah, that's true.
It's like, yeah, somebody's like, I have a problem. I keep buying too much yarn.
If I was going to do like something like that, what I would probably do is I would, if I was going to do bullet journal style selling, I would get like sets of washi tape sorted, like have some Halloween ones, like there's 3 different kinds of Halloween tape. Yeah. Have a pumpkin style set, so you could just say, I'm gonna do a pumpkin themed bullet journal, and then you get like sheets of stickers, you get like rolls of washi tape with it, and maybe some stencils with like little things that you can put in, and like maybe some, pictures of what it could look like on it. So yeah, it's one thing that I would have the it's something that I could make. It's like I don't see it being popular enough for it to take off. I'd love a second half craft store where you'd be able to buy slightly used stuff. Yeah, that would be great. It's just sort of like, I have a glut of hobbies that I get reasonable at, and then I think, I don't want to play. I wouldn't want to do this right now, and like my stuff never gets used again.
Oh no!
No, it's very sad.
It's suboptimal.
It is. I'm suboptimal.
I actually used to have a shirt that said suboptimal, but I was wearing it when I got served my divorce papers, and so then I didn't wear it anymore.
Yeah.
And so I sent it to my friend Max.
I was like, I don't need to wear this anymore. This is not doing things for my self-esteem.
Yeah, because Max was like, oh, I can't believe they only sold those suboptimal shirts at one convention and I didn't get one. And I was like, well, you're about my size, right? It's like, yeah. I could send you mine. Why would you do that? They're so rare. You can't get them anymore. And I'm like, yeah, but I got served my divorce papers in it. And Max is like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, we understand.
I will take it off your hands then.
It's like I've taken up things like crochet, knitting, sewing. I've done loads and loads of paper crafts, and I've got like I used to make toys. You know, I get things, and I get like semi good at it, and I think, now I'm done.
Yeah.
Like the joy about hobbies for me is the learning part of it, and once I get good enough, I kind of go, eh. Raindrop has resubscribed for 14 months. Thank you very much indeed. And always stage a heist to get the shirt back if you need it. I don't think Joe needs it.
I'm not gonna do that. I do have a great picture of me eating a sub sandwich in that shirt, in front of a picture of a herd of wild ponies running free across the plains, which is one of my favorite concepts. Because I don't know, have you seen the show Daria?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a part where the psychiatrist tries to give her some sort of assessment, and every time the person holds up a card, like an ink blot or whatever, Daria, tell me what you see here. I see a herd of wild ponies running free across the plains. And what about this one? I see a herd of wild ponies running free across the plains. They canter and gallop, and their delight brings me true joy. Just completely deadpan.
Hey, if it works.
Yeah, I feel like I'm confined here, that I should be free to leave this therapy session, to escape this assessment. Like those ponies who go unanalyzed. Okay, so let's see. That goes up to...
No more metal models. Yeah, no, that's why I don't do metal models.
The metal model I did turned out really well, though, Cleo.
It did, but that's you doing it, Joe, and not me.
Yeah, but like, I mean, this legitimately looks like what it's supposed to look like.
I will take your word for that, Joe. Having never seen the thing that your model is representing. What exactly did you click on? Well, I'm assuming the thing that you saw was papercraft modelling, which I have finished, and bullet journaling, which is what I'm doing now. So I'm assuming that what you clicked on was what it said on the tin. I thought it said mental model and thinking psychology.
I am the mental model of a modern major general.
I'm
What, Cleo?
Nothing. I think it's better I don't say anything to that.
Okay.
Sometimes it's better that I don't say anything. But I will always point out that I'm not saying anything. Well, just so people understand.
Just so that they know
I do have restraints.
You are silent by choice.
Yes.
Zombie Cleo, silent by choice. Never question if she has a voice. Zombie Cleo.
This is going to Twitter. I see.
You're going to Twitter.
But yeah. Arguably, I've been trying to not. Although I do find it difficult sometimes.
Well, Twitter's all about who you follow, though. So, like, I follow a bunch of, like, journalists, like, individual journalists all over the world, and, like, people who work on the space program, and like, people who are legitimately doing interesting things in other cities, so I feel like less isolated reading Twitter. Like, if you just want to watch a bunch of people complain, you can go back on Facebook. I mean, I wouldn't, and I'm not going to, but like, you can choose who you follow on Twitter, which I appreciate. Whereas with Facebook, you have all these expectations, like, but I'm your mother.
I see, I don't have that problem.
Oh yeah, that's true. Sorry. That was not an intentional.
No. It's fine. It amused me. You ever realise I have a dark sense of humour?
Oh yeah.
It's fine.
Oh yeah. Oh sure.
Jeez, that's dark. Yeah, well, it's what my mum would have wanted.
Mm-hmm.
No, genuinely, that's definitely up her street. What is bullet journaling? It is a self-made diary system where you choose what you want to record. And I'm making my own. That's the page for Monday the 10th to Monday the 16th of October, because I am 2 months ahead currently.
Woo.
Navy Cat has resubscribed for 2 months. Thank you very much. I wish I could keep my mum off Facebook. I think like the problem with Facebook is it was aimed at teens, and then all the young people left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that's the main problem, but that's definitely a problem. If I have to look at Christmas junk for 2 solid months, then I get 2 months of Halloween. That's fair. See, I like Halloween and I like Christmas, so it's all good for me. I'd be terrified of making those jokes, even though I kind of like them and they help me cope. That's the thing. If you're making those jokes to people like within the circle of grief, that's hard. That's possibly something you should not be doing. But if you're making it to your friends on the outside circle of grief, that should be allowed. You know, to be fair, like I say, my mum and my parent, like my family would appreciate that one. So the young people didn't leave Facebook, they just grew old. Well, Facebook is like give it 20 years and most of their clientele is arguably gone.
I mean, Facebook is basically IBM at this point. IBM, of course, famously supported the Germans in their attempts to catalog people for extermination.
Yep. I want to keep the witchy hats and the pumpkins for the next one.
Okay, so I've got 6.
Your school uses Facebook for events.
That's stupid. I hate when places use Facebook for events, and then, like, I try to call them or whatever, and they're like...
I hate it when people just, like, join our Facebook group to learn more.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, you've just literally lost a customer because I'm not going to go onto Facebook to find stuff.
Yeah.
Are those stickers revenge for the season 8 ending? What? No? What?
Okay, so 20 minus 6 is 14. Dun 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 dun.
Have you rarely kept a journal? This is not a journal. This is a bullet journal, which is different. This is more a planner than it is a journal. There's a moon with an axe in it. It's a wood stump.
So it's 3 1/4 is going to be the mid.
It's a wood stump with an axe and blood splatter on it. I don't know if I need to explain any further as to what that symbolizes. When my mom passed, I was so tired of people saying sorry to me, I started asking if they killed her. That's dark. Even I didn't go that far. I appreciate you, though. I'm part of a Discord server that when they arrange a meet-up event, they post a link to Facebook, and it's like, we're already in Discord. Please don't make me go to Facebook. Valid.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid. I'm gonna be honest.
That's pretty, yeah. It's not great. Went to a game shop, found they were hiring, told me to apply via Facebook. And now I'm debating how badly I want to work part-time at a gaming shop.
Yeah, I definitely would not. That would... Anybody that asked me to apply for a job via Facebook, I would not do.
No, because, you know, they make me go to Facebook. It's like people go, not having a Facebook might be a sign that you're trying to hide something. And I'm like, I just don't want to go work on Facebook. I've never had a Facebook. Well, no, that's not true. I do have a Facebook that's reserved the name Zombie Cleo.
Uh-huh.
It's never been used for anything, but it's there so nobody else can pretend to be me. Which people do, and I don't understand them.
Okay.
It's like, I know there's a Zombie Cleo on TikTok who is not me. So, having surgery tomorrow, so I'll spend a lot more time in your streams the next month. You're very welcome. I'm sorry about the surgery. I know how that goes.
Okay.
My Oculus says I have to get a Meta account at the end of the year to continue to use it.
Oh, that's why I didn't get an Oculus. The number one reason I did not get an Oculus was because I did not want to deal with that.
My other half won an Oculus, I think it was. And it was like, how do you win an Oculus? Like, it baffles me to know people that actually win things in giveaways. I've never known anyone to win like the big prize before, and it was like, oh. So, yeah. Oh. You got yours 3 years ago before they were brought out. Yep. You can win things in giveaways. Apparently, yes. I never believed it. But yeah, no. He won like the grand prize kind of thing. Which is like something that doesn't happen. I don't believe never believed happened. So, but yeah. I don't even know what an Oculus is. It's a VR headset, Anna. So, a Facebook board, VR says. That's true. It is Facebook bought. So now they're icing out all the people who had it beforehand, which I think is a bit dodgy.
Yep. Well,
yep.
They used to require you had a Facebook account to use it too. For certain ones. And now they're transitioning them to Meta accounts, but still, since taking it over, Facebook has not been great.
No.
Unlike everything else they've done, which, dang it.
Oh, yeah, everything else they've done has been wonderful. And not at all helped the downfall of democracy at all. I've got a spot on the edge of my nose and it hurts. Blech. You alright, Joe?
Yeah, for some reason a bunch of my overlays got resized, and I'm not sure why. And so I'm moving things.
You're fixing them.
Yeah.
Is there a little lock thing that you can do with them?
Well, yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, I hid them, and then when I unhid them, they were a different size. And I'm not sure what happened there. But it's fine.
Fair. Is it, Joe?
It's of questionable fineness. Questionable finery. There you go, Cleo. If you ever make an LLC, it can be called questionable finery.
I feel like that should be a clothing line name.
That's what's so great about
it. With dodgy sayings on it, because, you know.
Yay, French curve.
Yay, French curve?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just used.
Ooh, very fancy.
Okay.
Is this to scale, this drawing?
Yeah, this is to scale. I'm basically doing a layout of like the bottom part of a pinball machine table. But I'm realizing I'm making some mistakes. Because,
aren't we all, Joe? Aren't we all?
This should have come in. Yeah, womp womp.
Womp womp. I never thought I would miss aim or icy. It's like when everything, like when all the like the social like communications program, like there were so many that, you know, like we ended up with like the universal constant, which was like trillion.
Yeah, I had trillion.
It was like everybody could contact me via trillion.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter what program they were using. And then everyone moved to Skype, and then it was Discord, and it was like.
Yeah. Well, like, don't worry, Cleo. MSN Messenger's on its way back in.
I never actually used that ever. So. Well, I started on AIM. And I used a bit of ICQ, but it was mostly AIM.
Well, now that we all have to have Microsoft accounts anyway. Obviously, this is part of their big messenger play to try and, you know, fight off WhatsApp.
Another service I don't use.
Yeah, WhatsApp doc.
Iportina has resubscribed for 5 months. Very much thankful for you indeed. And Seventh Samurai has resubscribed for 18 months. Thank you. It's getting to be big numbers now. It doesn't feel like I've been streaming that long. To be fair, it doesn't feel like I quit my job that long ago. It feels like, you know, a few months, but it's been like over a year now.
Oh yeah. It's crazy how fast time goes. But you know what also turns quickly besides the Earth, Cleo? Me!
Joe?
I'm going to rotate another 10 degrees thanks to Leslie. Thank you very much, Leslie, for supporting the arts and whatever my show is in general. Very particular.
That's a statement. Whatever the hell I'm doing, dear God. Leaving every social media platform I possibly could has been fantastic for my health.
I will say removing Discord from my phone has been fantastic for mine.
Yeah, no, I can believe that.
It's just like, you know, part of like 90-something Discord communities. And in general...
Oh, dear God! I think that might be your biggest problem, Joe.
Well, the thing is...
90?
Well, but some of them are like for really specific things that I need certain times, right? And leaving and coming back into them once a month to check on something would not be helpful, right?
Right.
So, like, for example, a lot of the Minecraft mods that I use have... like, so, like, Vanilla Tweaks has a Discord community. right? And so if you want access to the beta versions of stuff for testing, you have to be a Patreon member who's like in the Discord community.
Right.
So I can't just leave that Discord community. I can mute it, but I can't, like, leaving and coming back, they'd have to requalify my account as a paying patron so I can get access to the betas again, right?
Right.
So, you know.
I know.
But, like, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot.
That first page looks cool. What, that one? Or that one? Yeah, October does go to 31, which is a day on its own. Okay, so the next one will be the whole thing. I feel like I need to start putting budget stuff in here, because what with electricity prices being what they are. No, the first planner. That one? I don't know.
So sorry.
Or
so yeah,
that
I heard that they're capping it at 700 quid though.
No, they're capping it at 3,500.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Except for that's until April next year, where it should be set up to go to $5,000.
Ah.
Uh-huh.
Well, that should keep the people
docile.
Yeah, everybody loves it when their energy is less than $5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the people who are going to save money on that are the people who would be paying $7,000 in energy, not the people who would be paying 200.
Yeah, well, my my electricity bill, I had a set kind of payment thing, which was 70 quid a month for electricity and gas. They sent me an email the other day and say, you are underpaying for your electricity and gas. If you want to be in the red in 5 months from now, you need to start paying £170.
Eesh.
And I'm like, oh. And then they're going, plus it's going up.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great.
Yeah. So like I have a very low energy budget at the moment. Like I pay hardly anything during the summer.
Yeah.
I just pay for electricity, which is negligible. But yeah.
I think on average over the course of the year, I probably pay about $100 a month in electricity. But then I've got gas heat and stuff, so when I've places without gas heat, it's definitely been a little bit higher, but
Well, it's a case of the government will eventually reconvene, eventually, and I'm sure they'll try and do something. But it's sort of like, because we've had such a, I don't know how to say this publicly. Let's just say our Prime Minister has been somewhat lacking. Is the UK price tied on the EU market, or since you left, is it disconnected? As far as I know, we're all disconnected. We don't do any EU stuff. The EU, shockingly enough, has laws to keep the prices down. But we don't have to do that anymore because we're free now, you understand.
You're free from the oppression that forces you to have cheap energy.
Yeah. I so much better that I have to pay more energy prices.
Yeah.
And have sewage pumped into our oceans. This month's electricity was $235. Yeah, it's not great at the moment, guys. Is all I'm saying. And I don't really know what the answer is aside from revolution. So,
Well,
but I can't promote that.
I mean, if it's revolution in Russia, I think I think there's a strong justifiable case for overthrowing Putin at this point.
True.
And that would
True.
drive down your energy costs. That's not why people should do it. I think, the unjust wars of aggression and invasion. Plus, 100%. Apparently he's going to be drafting something like another 120,000 people for the war. Like, that's... it's one of those things, like, if you ignore the problems of tyranny, you end up with a bunch of other weird problems, like, why is food so expensive? Why is heat so expensive? Well, oh, yeah, we just let this guy bully a bunch of people and invade a bunch of countries without any real penalty. Womp womp. It turns out that suffering injustice and just allowing it to fester creates problems for us, too. Oh, no.
But us? We're not them. How could it affect us?
How could we be inconvenienced?
Can always come to America where you get that $235 a month that goes into a medical bill that never goes away. That's true. This time we only get our heating turned off and die from that instead. It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I am going to be okay. But there are thousands more that aren't. And you know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing a bunch of politicians and utility bosses in jail can help hurt there. I'm not saying anything. I don't need to go to prison. Especially as the people who run the prisons probably can't afford to heat it. So... And they've said they'll turn electricity off midwinter if they need to. Yeah. There is talks of gas brownouts as well, so
that's
turning off. That's fun. Fortunately, I do have a couple of electric heaters, which I need to check that they work before the winter comes.
Why would I draw that line? Oh my gosh.
And if they don't, get another one just in case.
Yeah, that's actually something I've been thinking a lot about. Is like, if I'm in an apartment building and the power goes out, like, yeah, there's some insulation from the surrounding apartments and stuff, but you can't just use a gas heater or something.
No.
Right? Or if at least if the gas goes out but the power doesn't, you can fall back on electric. But like, like if I've got like a city line for natural gas or whatever, and that dies, I can't have like a propane tank failover. You can't just have a propane tank for your apartment. But like, if I was able to buy a small house, I could have a propane tank fallback or whatever for heat.
Yeah.
And
well,
stuff
my heat runs on gas, so I am concerned, which is why I've brought electric heat. But also, my cooking runs on gas, so I don't know.
Okay.
I think part of the answer is not letting people who run companies that run public necessities be private.
Yeah. Well, we've got the Tennessee Valley Authority here, which is pretty good.
Well, all this stuff used to be privatized, so back in the day, and things have got more expensive since. So, and like the water companies just said, No, we're not. We're going to ignore like the water pipe.
You okay?
Yeah, we're going to ignore the water pipe situation until the drought hits. And then we're going to fix our water pipes because we'll have to.
Oh.
It's like, why didn't you do it before? It wasn't profitable before. But now we're going to run out of water. Switching to electric cooking is relatively easy in Europe. I rent my house.
Yeah, that's the thing, is when you're renting, you really don't have any control over a lot of this stuff. I'm in the same boat there. And like,
yeah. Welcome to Cleo and Joe, the grown-up stream.
Aku Inu says they don't know who the quote is attributed to, but we never truly had cheap gas in Europe. We just never understood its true cost.
Yes, that's true.
I feel like that's a pretty fair statement.
Because
if you're, that's kind of the thing. Like, this isn't just a problem with tyranny. You can see this in our own lives around us when we're just like, well, I mean, I could pay for a photo hosting service, or I could learn to host my own photos, but Instagram is free, and it's like, well, you're helping Facebook. It's like, no, I'm not helping Facebook. I'm just using Instagram. You're helping Facebook. Like, things aren't gonna get better if people just want whatever's easiest. If they don't want to learn how to do something themselves, and
yeah, I'm not gonna argue with it. It's just like there's nuance there.
No, there's definitely nuance. But what I'm saying is, like, this is a lesser. These sorts of trade-offs are everywhere. Is my point. I'm not saying that they're all equivalent by any means. I'm just saying we live in a world that is full of trade-offs, and it's exhausting trying to figure out how to determine your own level of involvement with all of these problems. And I try to walk away from as many of them as I can. But no, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's just like, Joe, how can you use Facebook ethically? I'm just not going to try.
Yeah, no. I mean, you've got to make your own choices in the end and be able to look yourself in the eye.
But, like, I mean, right now, I don't have any trade with Russia, so it's not like I have to make hard choices about, like, oh, do I keep shipping merch there or anything? But, like...
I get you.
But this is... I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling. This one flipper is way longer than the others. That can't be.
This is the good place in a nutshell. Yeah.
That means I must have judged this
I really like the combination of the tape patterns. Thank you.
How did I get this?
I try to make things pretty for me, because I'm the one that has to deal with this in the future.
5.3. I mean, that's...
You sound like you're doing math, Joe.
I'm trying to figure out the scale of some of this stuff, and I think I've screwed up somewhere, and I'm trying to figure out exactly where. I think I have an idea. I think it was right here. But that's still way shorter on that side. That's 2.5, and this one is... Oh, no, that's 2.5 too. It's just an optical illusion because of the other line that I haven't erased yet.
Makes sense.
It's gonna be all right in the end. Not everything, broadly speaking, but this particular line can be fixed. Oh no, I hit the Lego me.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Is he gone?
Well, off camera at least. I'm back. Yay. Okay.
Love the stickers. Thank you. I bought them myself.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I don't know if you saw earlier, but I at one point had the Lego me lined up. There we go. With the because his tank top fits There it is. Yay. So as I rotate myself, I can rotate the Lego person too, as long as I don't nudge it too much by accident.
Oh, releasing the Phoenix tips 100 quid, saying realised it was Wednesday, didn't miss a crafting stream for once. Yay! Welcome. Thank you very much for the tip. I do appreciate it. Oh, you guys are lovely. Yeah. Specifically you releasing the Phoenix because it was your tip. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Sapphire, this person's been spamming fun facts for a while, and now they're saying if people don't want to hear fun facts, they can type unsubscribe. I was willing to let you just share some facts and just let it go, but once you start telling people in chat, reply by saying this. Any sort of reply by saying this is no. You're gonna take a timeout. I don't want to have the chat full of people say unsubscribe. I don't have the patience for it.
I still want to see what your unban requests look like.
Oh, I haven't looked at them yet because I didn't make the puppet yet. I wanted to look at them in character. But did we talk about making a ban hammerhead shark puppet or something?
I think something like that. Yeah,
it was something like that. The joke was something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like they should be closer to parallel, but maybe that's about right. I don't know.
Yep.
Okay, so that's 5 over and 7.6 up. Okay, so 5 over is here. 7.6 up is here. So that is going to be aligned with that. But then this one is...
Sad that anyone acts in a way that they would need banned. Yeah. I'm just going to leave it at that. Nobody needs to know my experience with the people I've banned.
Okay, 2.3 is going to be somewhere in here, and then 9.5 is going to be...
Getting a legal name change is going to cost a couple of $100. Oh my goodness. I mean, I can understand administration fees, but just changing your name is going to be negligible. Halloween's on a Monday this year. Okay.
Yep, it is. Hey, Kelly, welcome back from ballet class. We're still going.
We are still going. Not for very much longer, though, I feel. Nope. In fact, I'm about ready to call it a day.
Are you? Oh, no. I'm
going to go to bed.
Oh, have you not slept yet?
I have, but
you need
I could always do with a bit more sleep. So could you.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I just had a coffee and a bunch of caffeine in a soda. But I probably
should go and do stuff.
Yeah, I should go put that energy into work. Ooh. So
that's something I need to do today as well, but I've also got another stream this evening.
Yeah, well, me too. But my evening is your late night. So either way, though, Cleo, it's been fantastic. We are both going to retire to our own streams and end our call so we can say goodbye to the audiences on our own. But good hanging out as always, Cleo.
Thank you very much, Joe. I appreciate you.
And you
I enjoy hanging out with you too. Okay, I'm going to hang out.
Bye, Cleo.
Joe. Bye-bye, Joe.
Okay, so let's go ahead and... Hey, if you like craft stuff, Zeba Shu is making the animated spellbook. I've played Dungeons and Dragons with him before. So why don't we go ahead and raid Z. When you get over there, say, howdy y'all, Joe Hills raid here. And until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Do. And we're going to stop stream.